Howdy, lovely people of YouTube. Hi, it's Frankie again. Um, this is my third video. I was planning on putting another guitar video out and looking at different aspects and how that can help with anxiety and mood and regulation and stuff like that. But I wanted to talk about something recently. It's seen, that there was a group on social media that had seen that there's a few more young men who have taken their own lives recently, um, and for me, I find it very sad that that's happening. So I wanted to talk about stigma, but before I do that, stigma, masculinity. Meet my royal python, whose name is Queen Lemon Drop. Queen Lemon Drop. I went into a vet and they shouted that out and I stood up. So when you're a girl dad, these are the things you put up with. So anyway, moving on. So this is Queen Lemon Drop. This is a wee royal. She's a lovely wee pet, and I hope you don't mind that I'm just going to sit and chill with her because she actually takes my mind off things as well. She's a good wee pet. Anyway, so moving on. What can I talk about stigma, as I say? So what is stigma? What kind of stigmas are we talking about? So thinking about things, a phrase that we hear actually far too often. Okay, we hear it a lot as and you probably said it to yourself because I know I did as well, is man up. Yeah, it's a really common one in the UK in particular. I'm not sure about other places, but definitely in the UK. Man up. What is manning up? What does man up mean? It can mean anything for anyone, really. But it doesn't mean anything, really, does it? So, as I say, I'd seen, sadly, there was a couple of laddies that are no longer with us. So I was kind of looking back at some of the statistics. Again, suicide rates, men still account for approximately 3/4 of all suicides in the UK, particularly middle-aged men, 40 to 49, currently remain at the highest risk. The referral gap, only about 36% of referrals to the NHS for talking therapies are for men, even though they're at higher risk. Okay. Silent barrier. Recent studies 25 and 26 highlight that public stigma, the fear of being judged as weak or unmanly, is the single most significant reason UK men avoid professional support. Do you think that? Do you think that contacting someone to speak with them, to kind of express what's going on with you, do you find that is weak? Do you feel that makes you any less of a man? What does it do? Is sitting talking to someone, completely off the cards? What can we do? Well, essentially, we need to talk. We need to build communities. We need society to understand that there's no such thing as manning up. There's no such thing as someone becoming less manly because they want to speak to someone about issues that they're experiencing. Manning up means nothing. Okay. Feeling less of a man because you're looking for some help. That's society's built that. That's complete rubbish. You're no less of a man. In fact, when you think about it, if you're becoming unwell because you're ruminating and you're thinking about all these difficult challenges, daily challenges in your lives, and you're not able to switch off, and you're ruminating, and you're going to become unwell because you're unable to switch off. Lack of sleep, lack of concentration. You'll be focused solely on what these things are, and if you don't get that support and even just talking with someone and explaining what's going on with you, it's just going to continue. So, as I say, what kind of things can we do? I've started to channel as a mental health nurse, but at the same time, somebody who uses guitar to distract myself when I'm struggling. Okay, and I'll continue that. That's going to that won't change. I actually, had a different video that was all planned for today, but I think we'd talk about stigma before we talk about anything else. And what can we do? What can you do? If you're starting to struggle and you've got an increase in your anxiety, you're stressed out all the time, what are the signs? Are you irritable when you're not usually? Are you struggling to sleep? Are you losing weight? Are you gaining weight? Are there things that's just playing on your mind constantly and you're not getting a break from them? What I would ask is for you to either speak with a loved one that you trust and open up, or you can look to see what supports are nearby, particularly things, charities and things, organisations, crisis numbers, crisis help, all these kind of things. Don't let it get to the stage where you are struggling so much that you become unwell. Okay. Try and speak to someone. I've got a channel. I'm happy to speak to people. Okay. Might not be amazing. It might not be. We're not super shredders on guitar in here, but we're using something to distract us, and that's the key. And we'll always get better at guitar. And what is it we always say? Practice makes progress. Doesn't make perfection, because nothing makes perfection, but it makes progress. So the more we're practicing guitar, we'll get better. But it's a key distraction, and that's the general idea, is having that distraction away from the thoughts and the difficulties. And if you're able to do that, then a lot of these things, they'll either not matter, or you'll be able to sit down and work through them. If you're able to regulate yourself, you'll be able to concentrate and focus more on how you get through these things. And if you do need help, there are plenty of charities and organisations and support groups and things like that in the country. Okay, doesn't make you any less of a man to ask for that help. I'm pretty sure that many of the families who have lost someone through taking their own lives, I'm sure if you were to ask your own family, they would never want to see you get to that stage, and you're going to be a huge loss because you mean so much to these people. You are loved by these people. So again, I'll go back to, what do we do? Well, let's try and catch it. Let's discuss things. Speak with a loved one. Speak with a stranger. Sometimes that is the easiest option. Or come and join me, and we'll just strum some guitar and we'll focus on that for a good wee while. And if you build a trust with me, I won't be adverse to having chats with people, and I'll maybe do some sort of live streams. And if the channel was to grow the way hopefully we would want it, I'll do some live streams and we can have conversation. At the end of the day, it's, you know, YouTube land. It's mostly anonymous for you guys. It's just a case of having a chat. And if there's something I don't know, because I don't know everything, if there's something I don't know, I'll certainly look it up and try and find out, and then we can, you know, support each other with that. Again, my main focus of distraction will be guitar. I will put up some more videos about how we regulate, how we can reduce the anxiety, the stress, how we can focus on that as opposed to the negative things that are going on in our lives. Okay. I think we need to work together to end stigma. There is no stigma. Mental health, mental health can impact on every one of us. Every one of us, consultants, doctors, paramedics, nurses, police officers, firemen, fire ladies, firemen, fire ladies, you know, the fire service, lawyers, MPs, millionaires. Just because you've got lots of money doesn't mean to say that everything's hunky-dory. You could have your own struggles in life that you're unable to get through. And that's, you know, why I say we're all equal. We're all, we're all equal at the end of the day. It's all about talking with someone and doing it early enough. And you'll feel it'll take a load off your mind as well. Yeah. So I will get back to the guitar stuff. But I just felt that this week it really felt quite important to just have a bit of a discussion. Don't let these things, you know, get worse. Catch them and nip them in the bud as early as you can. You know, try and find that focus, find that thing that's going to take you away from that stress, that burnout. People in work, God, you're going home and you're completely burnt out, no energy, don't want to do anything. Well, all you'll sit and do is think about work and the stress at work. And if you keep stressing and your anxiety's going up, and it's difficult. So that's why I started this wee channel. I'm not expecting massive numbers. Again, I'm not a big celebrity or anything like that. I'm not a tutor or anything along those lines. As I say, I'm a mental health nurse. I've got experience doing this. I've got experience talking with people, and I'm happy to do it. And again, I'd like to build a wee community where we play guitar. Why not? Let's do some jams. Even if it's online jamming and chatting and having discussions and seeing where we go. And hopefully there are plenty of people out there that need that. You know, you need that, and that's helpful for you. So, you know, let's do it together. So, let's break the whole stigma thing about surrounding mental health and whatnot. As I say, can impact any one of us at any time. Just enough stress in our lives can do that. And even the people that don't think they'll ever experience it will likely will. So let's break the stigma, guys. Let's get chatting. Let's get playing guitar and riffing, and distracting ourselves from the stress of everyday life that we're constantly going through. So please like and subscribe my wee channel. Let's build something. Let's build a community, and let's see where it goes. And as I say, I'm happy to do some live streaming, and I'll continue to add some videos to try and help you. And I hope the breathing stuff, I hope you tried that. That is really good. You know, it'll take your focus away from something negative and then start playing some guitar. So I really thank everyone who's watched the video so far. And I thank you for even considering watching the rest of this or any video that I upload. And as I say, please like and subscribe and comment. You know, I really want to I want to read comments. I'll be happy to answer. All right. So, you know, and if I can support anyone or anything like that, I'm more than happy to do that. And let's get the chords going. All right. Take care of yourselves, every one of you. and I will speak to you all soon. Thank you very much. Good night.